Welcome everybody to another episode of The Squeeze with me, Mark Baxter from Marketing Juice, and more importantly, our founder and proprietoress, Miranda Imperi.
Hello.
So this week we've done quite a few posts about how to do better social media. The flip side of that is what's not good to put in social media. We've left it unsaid, so we're going to spell it out today. What's not a good thing to be putting in our posts. Miranda.
Yes, that's right. Today I am going to go over 3 common social media marketing mistakes and how to avoid them and what to do instead. So stay tuned.
This week, we are going to follow up on what's not good to use in your social media. We all know it's so important. It's the bedrock of our social media campaigns. We enjoy doing it. We've got good campaigns, and we're giving you some top tips in previous podcasts of the good ways to do it. But what have we left unsaid? What's not a good thing to be putting on our social media platforms? Today, Miranda's going to talk us through 3 what not to do's. Miranda, take it away.
So today I'm going to start off with my biggest pet peeve on social media.
Which is that?
It is holiday posts.
And what's so wrong about a holiday?
Oh, nothing drives me crazier than seeing businesses jump on a holiday bandwagon. I'm sure we've all seen it. You know, your local oil and lube shop is posting an American flag, Happy 4th of July, right? It's low-hanging fruit. It's not necessarily bad, but what it does is it really dilutes your marketing and it just makes you look amateur. One of the things that I always preach to all of our content marketers is, how is this content relevant to our client? How is this tying back in and relating to our client? Does our client really have any business wishing everybody a happy Halloween? Is that really a conversation that our clients should be part of? And if we do think that they should be part of that conversation, how can we tie in something about their business that makes it relevant? So I'll give you a good example. Massotherapy, right? Your instinct, it's Halloween, you want to put out a happy Halloween post, right? And you go and grab a jack-o'-lantern post off of Google Images and you know it says Happy Halloween. You put a little logo for your massotherapy business in the corner and then slap it on there. Not a good post, right? What if instead the scariest thing about Halloween this year is the back pain you feel after walking your children around your neighborhood for 2 hours, right? So have a great Halloween, book a post-Halloween massage and treat yourself afterwards, right? Like something that actually has to do with this business and ties in that business and makes it feel relevant so that people aren't seeing that and just thinking, oh, yeah, great. What a lazy social media strategy, too.
So Valentine's Day, chocolate firms and florists, they're okay with Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But your brake and lube or tire changing place, perhaps not.
Right. I mean, I see it from like a Marketing Juice perspective, like, is it super appropriate for us to say happy holidays on every single holiday? I mean, we're a marketing agency. Mm-hmm. We're talking to you about marketing best practices. We're talking to you about what's happening in the online atmospheres. Does that really help our social media strategy to just putting out like a throwaway post like Happy Valentine's Day, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year? I don't think so. And I think it's lazy. And I think that it's akin to me for like the companies that change their brands to rainbows in the month of June, mm-hmm. you know, and it's like, don't do that unless you really have some kind of tie-in to, you know, LGBTQ plus rights and awareness, mm-hmm. right? Like if you have something that about your company that supports that community, then sure, yeah, stand in solidarity with them. But like people cringe. Mm-hmm. You know, when they see brands doing that because they know they're just trying to jump in and get on that bandwagon conversation.
There's no authenticity there.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the big no-no number 1.
Okay, so no holidays, no number 1. Number 2.
All right. So number 2 drives me crazy, incorrectly using hashtags. The pound sign. Hashtags are great. But I think they're incredibly misunderstood. I don't think a lot of people know how they actually came about, especially the younger generations who constantly are using them. They weren't part of that internet community when hashtags were originally introduced.
So tell me, I'm one of those. Maybe I've been using them incorrectly all this time. Very probably. How should I use one?
So Twitter is actually the origination of the hashtag, right? So Twitter started to gain traction and gain usership, and Twitter has always been this very fast-paced platform, and so you're constantly, just these few characters posting one sentence here, one sentence there, and the more and more people using Twitter, the more convoluted and displaced that news feed became for all the people that you were following, right?
Everybody just shouting at each other.
Exactly. And what started to happen is that if you were trying to have, a back and forth or stay in part of a global conversation about something, it was hard to find those conversations. And so Twitter invented the hashtag, this clickable hashtag symbol that you use to group a conversation online, which was super helpful. So even today, it's used like if everybody's talking about Ukraine. So if you hashtag Ukraine and you click on that hashtag, you can see the global conversation happening.
So a bit like an internal to the Twitter platform URL link.
Yes, it was like almost like creating a sub forum for the platform, like an individualized group or community just to participate in that one conversation. And hashtags are infinite potential because you can get as niche or as specific as you would like with your hashtags in order to communicate with other people also talking about that thing. Today, hashtags are super beneficial in your marketing strategy on platforms that use hashtags in that way. So LinkedIn a little bit, Facebook a little bit, but prioritizing hashtags on Instagram and Twitter is important because it gets your content becoming part of global conversation topics that are popular or relevant conversation topics to your business or brand. A lot of people will just arbitrarily hashtag whatever, and what I've been noticing is that some brands lately will take a hashtag from TikTok, like For You page or FYP, to try to get their content noticed. And it's a common strategy of creators on the TikTok platform because you have a For You page on the TikTok platform. However, there is no For You page on the Instagram platform, and so hashtagging something with an FYP hashtag on Instagram does not make a ton of sense. And what it's doing, if you're doing it for your business or brand, is it's telling your followers that you really don't understand the platform that you're marketing on.
So basically you're bursting into a random room and shouting at the wrong people.
Amateur hour, right. And so hashtags are an excellent way to get noticed. Hashtagging your location that you do business in or your target location can participate. You can gain that participation in the global conversation about that specific location, right?
So ideal for local or hyperlocal businesses to prop up in any town conversations or citywide conversations.
Exactly. And what we know for sure through all of the logs of data that we have at Marketing Juice and are constantly analyzing is that the content, the copy used in your social posts helps to better rank and index you online for your keywords in search. And so if you're hashtagging popular search keywords that you want to rank for, it's going to elevate your brand to the top of those search results because it's associated with your website, and all of those ideally are interconnected.
Great. So hashtags good, but only if you're using them properly.
Right. Yes.
Sounds good to me.
Use caution.
I will try from now on. Okay, so that takes us to our third no-no. What is our third no-no that you are going to tell us we should absolutely not be doing in our social media posts?
Yeah, so number 3 is actually a super common mistake that people make. I make it even sometimes. It is incorrectly using link previews on certain platforms. And so if you are a Facebook user or a LinkedIn user, for instance, you're probably familiar with the link preview, which is a generated, almost looks like it's an auto-generated, looks like an advertisement on your post when you paste a link into the copy section of your post. And so it'll generate that link preview, and it will give you the title of the article that you're sharing or the website, and then it'll give you the meta description of the page that you're sharing in that little brief text box that appears, and it will pull over whatever the featured image is set for the page that you're linking through social media.
Okay.
Right? Well, not every webmaster or business or web developer, whoever designed that website, sets featured images appropriately for every page. And I'll tell you, very funny example is we had a client who shared a link from their website and posted it on their website, and they're actually a franchise owner. And so they don't actually own their website. Their franchise company builds their website for them and then hands them, a variation of the website to use. And they shared a link on their LinkedIn, and accidentally this webmaster had set the featured image to be a picture of a church that somebody had spray painted 666 on. Not a good look, right? So really important to check those things. And what's great about social media tools today is even when you use the schedulers, the link preview before you can publish or schedule your post will show up. And you can determine whether or not you want to use that link preview. Oftentimes what we do at Marketing Juice is we create our own image sets to go with our post and our copy, and we forego the link previews and just put a link or a shortened link into the copy so that we have a clickable element, but the clickable element isn't the image.
We're keeping control of it.
Exactly. You don't have control. See, the problem is if you're sharing somebody else's website to your social, you don't have control over changing that featured image.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
So our 3 no-nos. Be careful with holidays, sloppy. Use your hashtags wisely and properly, and watch out for linking appropriately.
Yes, very good.
Excellent. Well, Miranda, thank you very much. I've definitely learned some stuff today. Hopefully you have out there. And next time, we'll see you on The Squeeze.